This life of divine flow, where every day miracles are unfolding for you, how I've created that. When I feel back to my old life, there was no ease and grace. It was constant push, constant force, constant hustle. And I've started describing this as pushing your energy out from you, right, to create an outcome, because you're attached to whatever the outcome means to you. And you're attached to whatever that outcome means to you because of whatever fears you have and the trust that you lack. And this just puts you in a very low vibrational state, which is going to manifest in an absolute match. So if you're experiencing struggle in your life, if you have hardship, if things aren't easy, that's coming from you. And the most powerful thing that I've ever done is to realize that creative power, to actually declare that creative power, both to create destruction, but also to create miracles, and know that they're two sides of the same coin. Manifestation includes both, because we have to do a lot of letting go to get to the point where these miracles happen, right? We have to first of all step into awareness of what these fears are, especially the fear of lack, the scarcity fear, the poverty fears, the deep wounds, the core wounds, the abandonment wound, the rejection wound, the betrayal wound. We all have them. It's part of this human experience. So what your soul is doing all of the time, it has a frequency, and that frequency is your truth frequency. It is the essence of you. It is your highest potential, your highest timeline. It sits within you. It has a blueprint. Everything is written. The heart is the gateway to the soul. We have to listen to the heart. But what society has taught us to do, what our conditioning has taught us to do, and what, every experience that you've had that has hurt you, taught you to do, is to lead with your head, to lead with your logical mind, to disassociate from the body, to not lean into those feelings, to not follow those soul whispers. And by doing the following of the head, you get to the place that I was, right, which is what I'm starting to call the golden jail. You might actually look successful on the surface. You might have all of those pieces of the puzzle that life tells you makes you a well put together human, gives you happiness, but on the inside you feel deeply unfulfilled and you're beginning to burn out. You're tired. You're tired of chasing more. It's one of the biggest things I'm noticing with these miracles unfolding is how there's not necessarily the overflow that I thought there would be, or I was chasing for there to be. And there's a lot of trusting in the true balance of the universe. The universe is constantly trying to find balance, constantly, energetically. If we are all energy, we're one universal frequency, right? So when we tip outside, or we should be, excuse me, we tip outside of that, it's trying to find its way back, right? So, this is where we're calling these situations into our world from the frequency that we're carrying. We go straight into the head, dictated by a dysregulated nervous system, and we react. And we also perceive the situation through the lens of the limiting beliefs that are making up the frequency that we have. So it's all extremely telling as to what is sitting above your soul's blueprint, what your true soul's blueprint, this highest expression of you, this highest timeline, would actually look like lived out, apart from the fact that you're wearing a bunch of layers upon it that make you live at a basically a lower frequency of life. The ancient Egyptians used to talk about traveling through our chakras to the highest or the next octave, which is our 13th chakra, right? Stepping into another octave of frequency. And I've experienced this where life changes to such an extent that nothing looks the same. I don't look the same. I don't feel the same. I don't, it's insane, and it's instant. It's like a quantum timeline shift. And it's where we've actually received the gifts of soul, where we've received those triggers, and instead of reaction, we've gone into introspection. If I am the creative power in all of this, how have I created this? What is it gifting me the inner sight of? And how do I take my responsibility and change something? I was looking at my memories on Facebook yesterday, and it was interesting that a post came up from a couple of years ago when I was traveling through Mexico, and the post said that, you know, you can change your environment 100 times, but nothing will change unless you change. And I really see that moving to here as well. You know, it's such a big change. It was part of my octave shift. But if I fall back to my old patterns, I'm going to live the same experience in this new environment. So these goals that you have to become a better version of you, so much of that is the discipline and self-will to stay connected to your truth, to stay in the patterns that truly reflect who you are. Harry agrees though. So how are some of the ways that I've got here? Ritual magic is the number one way. So the practice of connecting to myself, my source, my soul, regularly through the day, every day. Now, these rituals have evolved, I guess, as I've moved through the spiritual awakening. They used to be very prescribed, like breathwork sessions, guided meditations. Now they're very guided by how I feel. In fact, my whole life is guided by how I feel. My health is guided by how I feel. My food choices, my activities, my decisions, it's all guided by how I feel, because I've reconnected that neurosomatic connection. And that was the benefit of these ritual practices, making them ritual. You know, choosing 3 times a day, 7 times a day was actually my optimum. And I created a free app with all of the things that I used to do. And you can get that on Android and iOS. Just search Awakened Wealth app and you can start to do those same practices. But there's a point where you want to step deeper into your practice. And this is where I launched the most incredible membership upon that app called the Quantum Leap Portal. And it's actually a sacred library of the things that took me forward, that still take me forward. Abundance prayers, moon ceremonies, journal prompts, deeper somatic journeys, deeper breathwork journeys. I do what 99% of people won't, and that is commit. Commit to deep spiritual evolution. Take control of my spiritual awakening. Struggle is often the Tower moment brought in by soul to give you an awakening of some sort. But if you don't choose that spiritual journey, and by spiritual it means choosing what is meaningful and true. And obviously the truth, like I say, is our creative power, the God essence, the vibration that runs through all of us. And yet so many of us resist it and get stuck in these lower frequencies of fear and lack. And there's no lack in nature. I've said this a few times on my recent videos, you know, and this has been such a big part of getting to this place as well, is that reconnection to the earth and the earth cycles, and knowing that you are part of the earth cycles. You are part of the solar circuit. The sun doesn't choose who it shines on every day. It shines on all. It's just whether you put your shade to cover up, right? Getting back to trust in your body. Getting back to a regulated nervous system that gives you the opportunity to take that responsibility. Responsibility, 2 words, because you have a choice. Coming back to mindfulness and presence, and ultimately coming back to love over fear. This is going to change your life, and I really encourage you, if you're on the journey of connecting deeper to yourself, discovering the ease of divine flow, start cracking through the whatever barriers there are to your light shining in the most creatively authentic way, in the most expressed way, and finding your way back to an essence of freedom that you don't have if you're living in that golden jail like I was right now, where your life has been created by your fear instead of your love. So I'm going to put the link down to the Quantum Portal and the 7x7 app. They are two separate places of one app. So if you are unsure about the portal, then just join the app. Just get the app on your phone, start using the 7x7 method every single day. Start accessing some of those practices that were my breakthrough to where I am now. But I do encourage you to get that 3-day free trial to join the portal. You'll get an invitation into our medicine temple where we're going to start this year to really go all in, you know, bringing you into this ritual magic, accessing your doorway to source, to soul, and activating these abundance codes that allow these miracles to unfold in your daily life, every single day of your life. So I will put those links below. Enjoy the sunshine if you have it, and yeah, wherever you are in the world, much love.